Well, today we've been robbed of a toy hunt by a all-day headache. So for the sake of getting something done today, I'm going to talk about another headache I've had. And it's the same headache that I had not long ago, just back in January actually, and that is Meta. So I have alluded to this previously in videos and stuff at the end, and I just wanted to do a little channel update to talk properly about the social media channels of DSW Network. So the full story is, back in November, I decided I wanted to revive the Pokemon Instagram account. And in the morning, I woke up to the Instagram account being disabled for violating community standards for no reason. All I did was go on and, poke about a bit, update some stuff, and so on. I clicked the appeal button, which was a bad mistake. You should never do that, because the same automated services that decided that I'd gone against community guidelines somehow decided that, they were right the first time. Funny that, isn't it? So my account just got deleted. So that was good. January, I had my Facebook account hacked. I had my email hacked. They deleted my linked accounts from being linked. They unlinked my accounts and linked my Facebook account to a different Instagram account, which they then got flagged to take my Facebook down. I don't know what hackers get out of that, but okay. And then they also hacked my personal Instagram account. They hacked my eBay. They got it in everywhere, to be honest with you. It wasn't great, but we got all that sorted in the end. And one day, I was on my music Facebook account that I used to promote my music, and I went to switch back to the replacement Facebook account I'd made and accidentally clicked on my original Facebook account, and it had decided to sort itself out. Very much around the time where I was going to finally just pay for Meta Verified to get it sorted, because I realised how much information and stuff was on that Facebook account that I kind of didn't want to lose. Like old conversations, old song ideas and stuff that I'd sent to people that I didn't really want to lose. So just as I was about to give in and pay for it, they just said, "Oh, we've worked out what was wrong here. Someone gained access to your account. Please do a security check," which I did, put my details in, and it just immediately gave me it back. It was like a miracle after all that. And getting back into my Instagram account that time really wasn't a faff on. A few weeks later, mere weeks later, I was checking the DSW Facebook account, and it was disabled. And I was like, "What's this?" And then I went on Instagram, and all of my Instagram accounts had been disabled. All of them. Now, at this point, I'd like to point out you should never link your social accounts between platforms, because if you lose one, you lose them all. Especially like business pages and stuff like that. If you ever have a Facebook page or something like that, make sure there is a second Facebook account set to admin, so that if you lose your Facebook account, you don't lose the whole page. And then the same thing applies in reverse. Linking across social pages, don't link your Facebook and your Instagram, because if you lose your Facebook, you lose your Instagram, and vice versa. And in this particular instance, I didn't even think the pages were linked anymore. I think any linked pages I had, I'd unlinked when I regained access to my Facebook and so on and so forth. I'm pretty sure all of these accounts were just signed into the app on the same device, and it still took them all down. So I don't even know what you can do apart from signing in every single time. I'll tell you what you can do. You can just avoid the platforms altogether. Just don't use Meta. Just don't use Instagram. Definitely don't make multiple accounts on there. Yeah, just don't bother. So, as I said, the only way to fix it is to pay for Meta Verified. Which, funnily enough, I'm not in a rush to do. I'm not in a rush to give them money to fix their mess, because they absolutely insist on giving you no customer service and no actual way that you can just recover your account this way in actuality. And in fact, they just leave you because they know people are just going to lose the services anyway. So yeah, I'm not in any rush to get those back. So what we have at the moment is we have the DSW Network Discord page, a link to which will be in the description. That is like the emergency broadcast system for DSW Network, because it has all reminded me how important it is to have a second line of communication with your small creator friends. If I ever lost my YouTube account from them doing something like this, then how would you guys ever find me again, And I don't mean to be rude, but I kind of like having you guys around. I kind of like you to be able to find me again, because if DSW Network went down, I would literally just make a new one, upload all the videos again, gradually release everything and so on and so forth, and literally just build the whole thing back up. As pain in the arsey as that would be, it's something I want to do. So that exists. That's like the emergency broadcast system. That's like the very last line of communication with DSW Network. You know, it's not something you need to check all the time, but it's always a way where if everything else went wrong, you could log into Discord and have a look and just message me through there. I also still have TikTok because it's the only platform that hasn't pissed me off. So TikTok is now like number one for me. And that's really, really dumb because, you know, I really don't particularly care for TikTok at all, which is also an advantage because if I ever lose my TikTok account, I don't really care. I don't really care if I lose all that stuff because I still have all the videos saved. I still have all the stuff I can re-upload to another account and whatnot. Again, really not a big deal. I have no nostalgia for TikTok, no emotional attachment to TikTok. Really not a big deal. So that's cool. And the final way you can communicate with me now is through Blue Sky. It's very dry for figure collectors and stuff like that on there. And the follow back rate isn't great either. But that means that we can get on there, build a community and corner it. And, you know, that's good for everyone. So get yourselves on Blue Sky, guys. Ignore the politics if you're not there for that. But, you know, it's another way to communicate with people. But, yeah, basically speaking, all of my Instagram accounts have gone down. And I'm in no rush to try and get them back. I mean, I have tried to get some of them back. I've kind of used some of the little ones as sacrificial lambs. So I tried to use the Disaster Figs shop account. I'm pretty sure that's gone now. I did the whole verification thing with it. I sent my ID in. And they said, yeah, we can't verify that ID. You'll have to re-upload it. And I'm like, why? It's literally my ID. I don't even know what this proves by having a picture of my ID, but you can see this is an ID of a human being. What is wrong with it? But it's never let me log back into that account. So I'm pretty sure they've just deleted it. And then there's another account that is I've literally never used it. I've never done anything with. That I think has also been deleted in that way. So that's really fun too. You know, it's exactly the same thing. They emailed me saying the ID couldn't be verified, and well, I haven't tried to get back into it. That was just this afternoon, but yeah, going to assume more or less the same thing has happened. So I'm terrified to do anything with any of the other accounts. I'm terrified to even try to get them back without paying for Meta Verified, getting a human being to speak to. And the good thing about that is that, you know, by all accounts from people on the internet, that's not even necessarily like a clear-cut fix. You still have to find an agent who's willing to help you, like, recover your accounts rather than one that just says, yeah, we can't do that, which is a lie. They absolutely can. So yeah, really not in a rush to get that fixed, really not in a rush to get back on Meta's platforms. I really don't want to lose my Instagram accounts. I really have a really strong emotional attachment to the content on there, the interactions, the messages, the people, everything. I really don't want to lose that. I also really don't want to be relying on Meta for my social media because they are useless and they have absolutely rocketed down in my estimation at this point. I would rather use Twitter for social media stuff than Meta now because at least, like, you know, there are ways you could tweet Elon Musk and just say, look, mate, what's this dickery? And, you know, there's an outside chance he might actually reply to it. But you can attempt to message a human being about it. You can message accounts on Twitter. Twitter is like the best customer service for accounts that don't have customer service. Apart from Facebook and Instagram, apart from Meta, they still won't reply to you on Twitter. But if there's any companies that you can't get in touch with, like Topps, for example, if you're a trading card guy, because I've done this before, you can message them on Twitter. You might actually get a reply from a human being, so that's nice. But, yeah. So the whole thing is really, really dog shit. I'm really not happy about it. I'm still kind of, you know, thinking about what's going to be the best way to kind of represent DSW Network on social medias. The answer might be that there isn't one. I might go back to the plan of just making a website, and then obviously you can just check in on that if you're so inclined, if you haven't heard from me for a while. But generally speaking, like, fuck them. And it doesn't hurt to be out of the rat race of social media stuff. Anyway, I'd be lying if I said that there was a massive amount of difference that it made for the channel over the years. I don't know how many of you guys have found me from Instagram rather than YouTube over the years or anything like that. I haven't got a clue, but it's definitely not a large amount of people. At the end of the day, the main thing that draws people to my YouTube account is YouTube. So as long as we still have this, we're really not in trouble. So yeah, I don't know. As much as I really want those accounts back, I really don't want to lose those emotional attachments. It's not the worst thing in the world for me as someone with irrational emotional attachments to things to have them snatched away from him and then be said, I'm a massive dick, so you can't have it back. Because that helps me cope emotionally, just blaming some absolutely ridiculous, money-obsessed giant corporation that choose to just ignore the customer base because they can. They're so big, it's just going to get used anyway. And that being said, that's everything I wanted to share with this channel update video. So yeah, I'm going to go back to coping with my actual headache. Dog's barking now. Just trying to do the outro, Willow. Just trying to do the outro. That's all we're doing. All right, bye.